reputably rubbish on the most controversial film of the Indiana Jones franchise. I hate to break it to many of you, but this film does in fact exist.
I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this one, but feel free to view it as group therapy. Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Mr. Chris? Yes, Gregory?
As your legal counsel, I must point out that it is local law that you discuss only movies that actually exist.
But it does exist.
No, it doesn't.
Despite your claim, yes, it does exist.
You have been warned.
Anyway, like many of you, I grew up on the Indiana Jones movies. I remember when McDonald's ran a promotion where you could buy The Last Crusade at their restaurants, and on several occasions, I've been known to cosplay as the good Mr. Jones. So in 2008, I was pumped to see the new film, but the best way to summarize how many of us felt about the Crystal Skull was how my friend Matt put it: I really wanted to like it. That oftentimes means that people will rewatch a bad movie several times because they feel like there's something they missed. And I am one of those people. While there are many things with the movie that are wrong, believe it or not, the movie has some good elements, and there's reasons why they took the route that they did. To explore what happened, we have to go back several years to the original deal between Steven Spielberg, George Lucas, and the executives at Paramount.
What do you mean, go back?
Well, we need to see why they went with multiple movies.
You said it like you have a time machine just lying around the apartment.
No, it's in the garage.
What exactly is wrong with you?
Ah, here we are. Now, on to the meeting.
Mr. Spielberg, Mr. Lucas, we like the idea of a franchise based on this Indiana Jones character, but we want 5 movies, not 3. Do you think you can do that?
Yeah, I think we can.
Hey, Steven, the Last Crusade turned out pretty well.
I'm happy with it. Do you have any ideas for the next movie?
I've been meaning to talk to you about that. I can't think of a good plot device, so I'm going to leave it as a trilogy for now and focus on the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles series for a while.
Just let me know.
Hey, Steven?
Yes, George?
I was thinking about the Indiana Jones movies. I think I have an idea that would get us at least 2 more movies.
I'm listening.
You know how the Indiana Jones was based on the 1930s Saturday morning serials? Well, I had a similar idea with the 1950s B-movies. You know, like Them or It Came from Outer Space. They were more sci-fi, but how about we make Indiana Jones a bit older, set him in the 1950s so we can play with the new genre? It would be new texture for the whole series, and we can work with an alien story.
I don't know about aliens. I already directed E.T. and Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I don't want to be known as the alien guy. How about I sit this one out and just be a producer? Does that sound good? Steven, did you get my third draft? Doing a B movie would give us a lot of freedom. Indiana Jones is more malleable than I think you give him credit for. He gets married, we could use Dr. Jones Sr. to ask Indiana if he's satisfied with what he's done with his career. That's, putting that idea in his mind that maybe he should do something more. Then he finds out that Stalin is doing research into psychic warfare, and then the aliens have psychic abilities. George, Independence Day is coming out in a few months. I don't want to do another alien or alien invasion story. You should focus on the Star Wars prequels for a while. I think that would be a good place for you to spend your energy.
Hey Dad!
When are you gonna do another Indiana Jones movie? Ugh, why is everybody asking? Though they were fun to make. I heard that. We can still do the B movie. Tell you what. We won't use aliens. Instead, we're gonna go with interdimensional beings. Fine. But how about we talk to M. Night Shyamalan about writing and directing the next one? Hey, M. Night, what do you think? Indiana Jones movies? Some of the best ever made? Oh my god, making a sequel, that's just too much pressure. Well,
I guess he's out. Looks like it's you. Fine, but if it's in the 1950s, we can't ignore the Cold War, and since Schindler's List, I just don't want to satirize the Nazis. So I guess we're going with the Russians. So there it is. The fans were expecting an archaeological Indiana Jones, and George Lucas wanted to do a 50s B movie. They increased the camp, changed the production design, made the fantastical elements over the top, and boosted the sci-fi to match. They had the atomic bomb sequence and the use of ants as an homage to the giant creatures that mutated due to radiation in the B movies of the 50s. For George Lucas, the use of the Russians was not just historically accurate due to the Cold War, but the fears from the Cold War was actually the driving force behind the creation of so many of the B movies as analogies for those fears.
So that's why in the year that we got a new Indiana Jones movie and a new X-Files movie, Indiana Jones was the one that had aliens.
Well, interdimensional beings, but in a nutshell, yes. This was actually the intended direction for the next few movies, with Indiana Jones' son Mutt being the main character, Indiana Jones taking more of a back seat, and them finding themselves in the 1950s campy science fiction B-movie world. The only way it would have worked is if they would have done it as a completely different series that distinguished itself as not being a part of the Indiana Jones plotline. This would have been fun if we as the audience knew what we were getting. Instead, we were left with a bait and switch feel. I absolutely adore B movies, which is the reason why I didn't hate Kingdom of the Crystal Skull as much as so many other people. And I do believe that if people rewatch Crystal Skull and remind themselves that it is a B movie, that it does make the movie marginally more forgivable. Note, I am not saying that Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is a good movie. Nonetheless, we do really need to get back to our own time.
You go get the machine ready. I want to see something quick.
Belle, why do you look different?
I've always looked this way.
No, you look different since our Crystal Skull adventure.
Mr. Chris, are you still talking about movies that don't exist?
Gregory, but it does exist.
Not according to the Google machine.
Oh my god. According to this, in the year 2000, an old man walked up to George Lucas and said that the Crystal Skull was a terrible idea and to quit when he was ahead. The movie was never made. Belle, what the hell did you do?
I only suggested that maybe he should finish the franchise with a high.
You don't know what you may have done to the timeline. Now, instead of everybody being in denial that the movie exists, the movie actually doesn't exist.
Oh, Chris, people assume that time is a strict progression of cause to effect, but actually, from a non-linear and non-subjective point of view, it's more like a big ball of wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff.
You do not quote Doctor Who to me.
This coming from the guy who took time travel lessons by watching Back to the Future.
Yeah, and Endgame proved me wrong. We need to go back and fix this.
Thank you for watching this talkie picture. Please leave a message down below, select the like picture, and subscribe to be a member of our community. Thank you.